A very warm welcome to one and all present here. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Myself, Charmati from fourth year of IT department. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all on the behalf of the Department of IT, Dr. MJR Educational and Research Institute, for the technology talk on full stack development. Without further ado, let's move on to the session. Now, I would like to call upon our energetic person, head of the department, Dr. N. Kanya ma'am, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Charmati. Good morning, good afternoon to everyone. This semester, this is the first event of our department. I like to I take this opportunity to thank Founder Chancellor Dr. V.C. Shanmugam sir and our President Engineer A.C. Sarukmar sir for the continuous motivation, and also I take the privilege to thank and welcome all the executives of our university. I'm happy to welcome today's chief guest, resource person, Mr. D. Satish. He is a technical trainer at Jerusalem College of Engineering. Satish, sir, we are happy to have you here, sir. I would like to welcome you wholeheartedly for this event. Hope this will be the great afternoon for all the students, especially the final year students who are preparing for the placement drive. It will be very helpful. Thank you, everyone. And also, I'll take this opportunity to thank the event coordinator of this event, Dr. Dalia Sam. And also, I'll thank all my department colleagues without whom I cannot do these kind of events, who always be the pillar of support for me. Thank you, everyone. Welcome you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for welcoming us. And I would like to call upon Ms. R.K. Tarni from fourth year of IT department to deliver our chief speak and to.
Charmati, you can itself continue. I
Just
think
a minute.
Tarni hasn't joined.
Yeah, ma'am, just a, 1 minute.
Please, can you tell her to join?
Yeah, ma'am, she's online.
Ma'am, a pleasant morning. A pleasant morning, one and all. Myself, Tharni, from Department of IT. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome and introduce our resource person for this session, Mr. D. Satish. Sir is a tech trainer at Jerusalem College of Engineering, Chennai. Today, we have a highly qualified and knowledgeable person with us to deliver the lecture on the topic full stack development. Sir has completed his bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering from Anjalai Ammal Mahalingam Engineering College, Bharatidasan University, and master's degree in software engineering from Periyar Maniammai Technology. Sir has started his working career as an assistant professor at PR Engineering College. Totally, Sir has 10 years of experience as an assistant professor in various colleges, including King's College of Engineering, DMI College of Engineering, etc. Sir's area of interest is in cloud computing, visual programming, middleware technology, computer network, software testing, and ad hoc network. As a tech trainer, Sir has taken trainings in various colleges, including Ramakrishna Engineering College, VIT University, Savita Engineering College, etc. I'm sure that this afternoon is going to be very informative and beneficial for all of us listening to Mr. D. Satish lecture. On behalf of Department of IT and all the participants, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma. So, thank you very much for your introduction. Shall we start the session directly?
Started.
Yes. So, we are taking the what is the part of the full stack development. So, my name is Satish. I have a 12 years experience in teaching, which includes a technical trainer. Today, we are going to see about the full stack development. First of all, what do you mean by full stack development? The full stack development is nowadays each and every company want the full stack development. Last 10 years before or 3 years before, the company need to take the developer. It may be a Java developer, it may be a .NET developer, it may be a front end developer, or it may be a back end maintainer, tester. Likewise, they classify the term. They classify they take the interview candidates, like this is splitted into some categories. Now the after Corona, they want to the company people want to take a single person can handle all those things: front end development, back end development, and the middleware technologies, and then database also. So these are the nowadays the company requirements. So based on that, we have a number of stack is available: full stack, mean stack, L stack is available. So today we are going to discuss about the full stack development. So my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Anyone?
It's all.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
So
can
what
you
is
switch
full?
the
Yeah,
camera?
what? My
Yeah.
voice is audible. My voice is clear now.
Yeah, voice is clear. Can you switch on the camera, please?
Mm, yes.
Uh,
Yes.
okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So what is full stack development? So full stack development, the definition in the technical person is full stack developer is someone who is familiar with all layer of the software development. It which will includes front end tool, back end tool, database, then a remaining person, remaining the web technologies, web servers, web browser content. So a single person can handle and having the knowledge about each and every part of the software product. So we call it as full stack developer. These developer, they are not expert in everything, but they simply have some functional knowledge to finish the develop the entire project. So some people having some knowledge about the Java programming, they may not aware about the database technology, but the developer should know the functional dependency. What are the requirement needed to develop the database? What are the requirement to solve the some database issue? So these kind of people only we can call it as full stack developer. So the full stack development, which includes front-end technology, back-end technology, the databases, web application architecture, algorithm and the data structure, grid version control, HTTP and REST. HTTP and REST is a protocol. Back-end technology is related to server scripting. Front-end technology is related to how the web pages appear in the screen. Database, I will retrieve from the database to appear on the screen. Web application architecture, we have a number of web application architectures available. Core architecture is there, three-tier architecture is there. So these are all the content the full stack developer must know. So then only we can able to deliver a good software product at the right time. They must know the basic algorithm data structure is a must on the full stack developer. So JIT version is a just-in-time version control. Why? Because this is the just version control. Why we need the version control means, so suppose I am using some JavaScript as a front end tool. I want to use the MongoDB as a backend tool database. I want to connect that particular JavaScript version to that particular MongoDB version. So maybe the two version maybe cannot be adaptable while developing a product. So that is the condition, major condition. We must know the version control of the each and every product, each and every softwares. So we have you have to use a number of software product at the same time for a single product development. That is the main aim. So that we need to know how the software is, how the version is adapted to some of the rest of the version we are using in the product development. So that is a major requirement of the full stack development. So This includes the layers in full stack development. So first, once you develop any software product, it will include the layer of. So first layer is client side code. So whatever the front end tool you are using, for example, you take a HTML with the CSS concept, you design some simple website with some cascading state sheet. It will use the client side code. Will be known as client side code. So the client side code will not display as it is on the screen. We can send the request to the browser. The browser create a HTTP request and send the code to the server side. Server may have some script language. They based on the sender request, the server will react and repeat the request via the made by the client. So, so the web server can have the information about the database from the request of the client. Based on the request, the web server to display retrieve and post it to the browser site. So once you type a google.com, the browser send a HTTP request to the Google server. The Google server manipulate the the service is sent from the browser, and the reply through the browser only. So this is the process of how the client and server is working in the layer. So client side code is the first layer, second layer is the browser, third layer is a server side code, fourth layer is web server. So here server side code will be activate the web server, whereas client side code is activating by the browser. So you need to know the basic. Client side code is activated by the browser. Server side code is activated by the web server. Okay. So web server will handle the server side code and the database also. So these all layers will be penetrated with the OS. Then only we can able to see the web page in the computer. Then only can you able to install any package into the computer. Like it may be a exe file, or it may be a APK file, or it may be a AMD file. The AMD file is related to Apple OS, iOS. So it may be a tar tz file. It will be related to Linux based OS. Okay. So the version will be the file will be the install file will be vary with the platform to platform, but the code what the layer is same. Client side code, browser, server side code, web server, database, and OS. The full stack developer must know the detail about the functional development of functional dependency of the each layer. Then only we can able to deliver a product in a right time. That is a major requirement of the company now. So now what we are going to do is we are not taking fully about the full stack training. So it's like a ocean. So we must know what are the stack available in the now market. What is the front end technology we are taking? What is the back end technology we are going to take? What is the database we are going to take? So we classify the number of backend technology and number of front end technology. We compare with the number of front end technology and backend technologies on the server side scripting. So we optimal some give some. These are all the front end we are going to use the for the full stack. These are the scripting language we are going to use in the full stack. These are the database we are going to use the full stack. So this is a classification of how can select a front end language, how to select a back end language, how to select the database language. So while studying a full stack. So full stack development, which will include both front end languages, back end languages, and database also. So you must aware before enter into the full stack development. So which one is your front end code, and which one is the back end code, and which one is the database? That is the thing we are going to discuss about now. So what are the front end technology available in the full stack is HTML, CSS is the HTML. I already know about the HTML, hypertext markup language, which is basically now we are using HTML 5.0. So CSS, cascading style sheet, JavaScript libraries. So here JavaScript libraries we call it as jQuery, ReactJS, and Js. So jQuery, ReactJS, and Js. Sir, we are using JavaScript. Sir, why we need to go for jQuery and ReactJS and Js? So mainly we will go for a ReactJS. ReactJS having some number of packages, predefined packages available like Java or Python. So by using the ReactJS packages, we can able to create a new template from the existing one. So that is a major condition for choosing a JavaScript library like jQuery, ReactJS, and Js. Okay. These are all the libraries. It is developed by the JavaScript, but these are the libraries we are using it. Now we are going to discuss about the ReactJS and the what is it? AngularJS. AngularJS, the ReactJS is open source. All the JavaScript is open source. I think you already know about that. Uh, my voice is audible. Is my voice is clear? Is there any distraction? Is there? Please, anyone, the student, you please tell me the answer. My voice is clear, or is there any distraction?
Actually, it's clear, sir. The thing
Hmm.
is, students' voice won't be audible. They communicate through the comments.
Communicate through. I didn't understand
Comments
that.
only. It's audible. They are able to
Okay.
hear you. No issues.
Okay. Okay. So JavaScript is a scripting language. It is not a like a server-side scripting. It's a client-side scripting language. Within JavaScript, we have a lot of libraries available. So the familiar libraries jQuery, ReactJS, and Zepto.js. So, but we prefer ReactJS. Why? Because jQuery and Zepto.js is not a portability. So, is a less portability. So next front-end technologies framework such as Angular, Vue, Backbone, and Ember. So we are not supposed to use the Angular framework. So Angular frameworks, Angular JS may be used for the replacement of React JS, but the framework is Vue, Backbone, and Ember. So next front-end technology Bootstrap. We already know about the Bootstrap technology, Bootstrap loader. Okay, already know Bootstrap. What is a Bootstrap? So so these are all the front-end technology available in the full stack development. You can choose any number of language in the front-end technology. So now we prefer HTML, JavaScript is the Java front-end tool. So why? Because so JavaScript for the scripting language for the validation verification, JavaScript is much easy compared with another programming language. So meanwhile, we can use the React.js for the framework detail. So we have a templates. We have a frame template existing template is there in the React.js. So we can utilize the framework. We can redefine our own project. So these are the front-end technology. So backend technology is what do you mean by backend technologies? It will related to server-side scripting. It will related to server-side scripting. Front-end tool is a programming language. We are familiarly using this programming language, but backend technology, most of the backend technology, they will use the server-side scripting. So here Ruby is in the I think you know about that. The Ruby is available. Ruby can be able to run in the NetBeans IDE. You know about the IDE. IDEs are related to also integrated development environment, which will give the environment whatever may be the language you are using. It will give the environment to run to run any platform. Okay, so Ruby is available in the NetBeans. Then Python is another backend technology. Python is a simple language, object-oriented language. We can use the scripting also. Okay, in Python we have a classification. The scripting language is there. So Django, Flask, and Pylon is a scripting of Python. These are the subset of Pythons. Subset of Python. Python we have a variety, superset, and subset. You know, I already know about that. Python is one language is there. Cython. It is also superset of Python. Okay, M Python is there, J Python is there, number of Python is there. In Python we have a framework is Django is a framework, Python framework. Django is a Python framework. It will be used by the scripting language. Scripting language mostly we are using in the server side, not in the client side. Okay. So next, PHP already know, but the PHP is a scripting language. The Java, so Java is also we can use as a server side language. But in core Java, we are not supposed to use in the server side language. We are using the advanced Java Spring, okay, Hypernet. These are all the advanced Java level. Then Scala is another language is there. So in server side technology, server and backend technology, we prefer Node.js. Node.js also developed in the JavaScript. Node.js is also developed in the JavaScript. So it is mainly used for the server side scripting. So not for the client side scripting. So Node.js for server side scripting language. These are all the backend technology we are going to use the what is it, full stack development. So within that we can choose any one of the backend technology. It may be a Node.js or it may be a PHP or it may be a Python. Means if you prefer me Django. So Django is the most powerful framework, but it is using this Django is somewhat complex. Okay. So these are the backend technology available in the full stack development. The full stack developer must know the front end and back end and stable have the capability to handle both front end, back end, and database also. That is the main aim of the full stack developer. So next, what are the best database available in the full stack development is MySQL. So these are all these database also all are the open source. We are not supposed to use any licensed version. They all are open source. Even though JavaScript, always a open source. Okay, so Node.js is the open source. If you go for AngularJS, AngularJS is developed in the Microsoft system. So even though Microsoft, whatever they release any product, it should be have some license. So that's why we are not supposed to prefer any AngularJS. We go for a Node.js. So AngularJS also we can able to use for the server client side scripting, but we are using or the ReactJS for the client side scripting. For server side scripting, Node.js. Both ReactJS and AngularJS having the created by the JavaScript language. Okay. So these are all the database technology in the full stack includes MySQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, and CoastDB, Redis, Neo4j. So Neo4j, Redis is related to what is the development of the streaming, what is the data streaming project. CoachDB, it will related to what is it? Ubuntu mission, related to Ubuntu mission. So MongoDB is a portable database management system. It is also open source. MySQL, PostgreSQL already you know about the MySQL and PostgreSQL. Already you have some Dolphin SQL. It's similar to PostgreSQL. Dolphin, I think you know about that. So what are the server we are using? Is the server technology we are using? We are not having a company to run a particular product in the server. So the server technology is give the environment to the server. It will give the server environment. That is a major thing. So we are not run any company. We are not having the huge server in our hand. So the server technology, Apache and Nginx give the server environment how to deliver a product, how finally how the product is delivered in the website or any application. Okay, so Apache is the famous server technology available. So whatever may be PHP or any server side scripting, so you can run in the Apache. Um, Whatever may be WinX one is there, then XAMPP, XAMPP server is there. These are the server technology, but in full stack we are using Apache and Nginx. So why we go for a server side scripting as a Node.js? The major thing is we are giving some information about what are the server side programming, what is the front end to programming, what are the database available. So in backend technology, we have a lot of language: Ruby, Python, PHP, Java, Scala, Node.js. There, why we prefer the Node.js is best for the full stack development. The reason is, so Node.js is a real time. So real time we can see the web page without refreshing. So if your page is not loaded, if you have some dynamic web page means whatever maybe the content is there, dynamically it will update in the website. Okay. So once you are not getting any current data means you are going to refresh the refresh button. Okay. So when you are using Node.js, the without page refreshing, you can able to see the dynamic data. So that is a major advantage. Uh, Cross platform. So it is a cross platform means it's like a portability. So whatever may be the platform, whatever may be the environment, whatever may be the OS you are having. So the Node.js can able to adapt whatever may be. It may be the Windows OS, it may be a Mac OS, or it may be a Linux OS. The Node.js can able to adapt. So scalability in the sense you can increase the number of nodes the same time. So you can increase the nodes say number of times. That is a major thing of Node.js. Throughput. So rate of successful deliver message is high by Node.js. Next thing is server side. So while it is on the server script, so Node.js is used by the server scripts only. So event driven, whatever may be, it's like auto typing, syntax coloring, event driven is there. Once you type any code, it automatically displays the functionality of that code. There is a major thing. So asynchronous IO. So it may be a if having some number of requests from the client side, it may be a request, a post message or a get message, whatever may be the request, as long as the request, it will make a queue, IO queue. So that is the more specialty of Node.js. It will never neglect any request. So it will never say the queue is full. So it will manage as soon as possible. So it's a major powerful of the Node.js. So these are all the things why the Node.js we are keeping to the full stack development. So what is Node.js used for? So what are the where the Node.js used? So data streaming apps. So data streaming apps is mainly used for the Node.js. So REST APIs. Already you know about the application programming interface. We have another type of REST APIs, which is which is in the dynamic website. Okay. So queued IO input, whatever may be the number of input will be catched by the client. It may be form a queue. So first in first serve, based on the criteria, we can solve the each and every client queries. So it's like a server side proxy. It's not a server. It will give you the server environment. That is already I discussed about server side proxy. So it will used for the complex SPA. So SPA means single page architecture, single page architecture, single page. Okay. So it's a complex single page architecture may be supported with the Node.js. So, sir, how we can choose the which one is the how can select the how can identify which one is the complex web pages? So, if you see any weather report in mobile phone or in your web pages, so continuous data will be handled by the single or single box. So it is similar to the complex web page. So data manipulation of each and every second will be handled by the single web pages. So so Node.js is give the optimal solution for the single page application, complex single page application. So chatbots, you already know about the chatbots. Chatbots like video streaming, audio streaming. It is called chatbots. So Node.js will be supported by the chatbots. Why? Because it supports the asynchronous inputs. So these are all the things why we are selecting the Node.js as the backend for the full stack developer. So advantage of Node.js: reduced loading time, high performance, easy to learn, large community support. So Node.js is a open source. Since it's a open source, if you post any query in the forum, the rest of the people, the world people, are they able to reply the posted question. Why? Because it's open source. So yeah, number of people accessed in the Node.js is larger than the AngularJS. Okay. So there is a, large community support, freedom to develop cross-platform apps. Cross-platform apps, maybe you have some Windows OS, somebody having some Linux OS. So the server side scripting is developed in the Linux. Linux will be supported by the server client side developed in the Node.js. That is a major thing. So improved app response time is good for the Node.js. Scalability, already know about the scalability. You can able to increase the node simultaneously. So extensible, we can reusable the code while using the Node.js. So another, so here we are compare study of Node.js and Django. So we are discussing about the backend development. Backend development. So which one is optimal for the backend language for the full stack developer? So here Node.js in the left hand side and Django is the right hand side. Django is developed in Python. Node.js developed in JavaScript. Right? It is open source. Django is also a open source, but it's a framework. It is a framework. So Node.js is a runtime environment. It is a framework. Django is framework. So Django is released in 2005. In 2009, Node.js is released. So so we mentioned the GitHub stars. Why we are mentioned GitHub star means GitHub is a powerful website. Whatever maybe you can't handle any, you can't have any server capability. You post in the code in the GitHub, you can able to run whatever maybe the server you are using. So the GitHub will support, it will give the environment, whatever the server side code is you are doing in the program. So GitHub is the free website. So GitHub star is 55,000 reach in the Node.js. If you have Django, 33,000. So GitHub also we can use as a forum. Whatever you have some query related to any programming language, you simply post in the GitHub. So some of the people they will be help. So they have some answer. So scalability is Node.js is scalable, but Django is more scalable. So performance is better for the Node.js. So for event-driven programming supported in Node.js, model template view architecture is supported by Django. Why? Because it is a framework. Okay. So Node.js less complex compared than Django. So Django is more complex. Why? Because it is a framework. It is developed in Python. Um, this is also related to Node.js and the JavaScript. So now we are going to discuss about the client-side scripting language. So we have a front end, we have a back-end language. Back-end language we also we used as a server-side scripting. For it, for that client-side scripting, we are the front-end tool. We are using instead of JavaScript, we prefer React. React is also a subset of JavaScript. React is developed by the JavaScript only. So why we choose the React? We have a lot of framework is available in the React. Lot of template available in the predefined template available in the React. So suppose you choose any button type post message. Then in React.js we have a lot of predefined button type post message bar is there. So by altering that code, we can able to create an optimal button for the by using the React. Okay, what the React is doing, React.js, what the React.js will do. So from the web server, so web server receive a request from the browser. So the client always requesting from request to the server. The server always receive a request from the client. And the server always service to the client. The web server receive request from the browser. Web server send React file to the browser. So React file means suppose you are using React.js, the web server directly will not post the message to browser. It will send the React file to the browser. Okay. So browser uses the React file to render the HTML and CSS view. So the React will be handle the browser. So why? Because the web server send directly message to browser means it will be it may be the static. So it may be a static data will be appear on the browser. But we are using React. The React is using the dynamic website. It will send a React file to the browser. Meanwhile, it will rendering. Rendering means it continuously synchronize the data which is supplied by the web server and the browser. That is called rendering. So synchronize is made by the React.js. Okay. So render the HTML and CSS view to the user. So React updates browser view without refreshing the pages. That is a major thing of using React.js. Without refreshing the web pages, the React update the browser view. Whatever view will be changed by the web server, it will be immediately display at the browser without refreshing. So that is a content we are studying while using React.js. So in the front-end script, we are using number of languages, AngularJS and React.js. Why we prefer React.js is the comparison is that. So now AngularJS is not an open source. It is why? Because it is developed by Microsoft. But the React.js is open source. It is developed by what is it? JavaScript. It may be a Sun Microsystems. So Angular architecture is a bit complex. It follows a component-oriented architecture. So component-oriented, once you go for a component-oriented architecture, it will be very complex. So component-oriented architecture example is Corba, I think so. Corba. So in the olden days, they are using component-based architecture in Corba. So now AngularJS is a component-oriented architecture. That is wherever you go for component-oriented architecture, it will give some complex to code to execute a petty code. Okay. So React.js is a architecture is more simplified. It follows model view control of the architecture. Model view control (MVC). That means model view control. It's a controlled by the JavaScript. So Angular is written in Microsoft TypeScript language. JS is written in JavaScript language. Angular is compatible with any platform. React.js is not compatible. Why? Because of the open source. It is not a full JavaScript. It is a subset of JavaScript. That's why it is not supported in the some macOS, iOS, some Sun Solaris. That kind of operating system not supported in the React.js. Windows is supported. Ubuntu Linux-based system is supported with the React.js. That is a major disadvantage in the React.js. So the latest version of AngularJS 7.2 here 16.7. So Angular support bidirectional of data binding. React.js support unidirectional data binding. So why we prefer unidirectional data binding? Whatever may be the sending request, it may be a singular path. If you're using double path means we will make a separate queue for a send a message or receive a message. If you're having them single path means we can maintain a queue, a single queue. So that is the reason. Okay. This framework used in mobile apps and the single page application. React framework used to web application, hybrid apps, and native application. So AngularJS for the mobile apps is optimal for the mobile apps. For the React, we can use mobile apps and the web application and the native application. Native applications is similar to what is it, application software. Okay, so in Angular, abstraction is medium. Here abstraction in the sense we are talking about the security issues. Okay, security in Angular is medium. In React, abstraction is strong. So adding JavaScript library to the source code in Angular is not possible. Why? Because the AngularJS is developed by the TypeScript language, which is developed by the Microsoft. When React is developed by JavaScript, so maybe the JavaScript library can be added in the source code of React.js. Okay. So in AngularJS, documentation is slower. In React.js, documentation is faster. So in single tool, require the testing of complete project in Angular. More than one tool to require testing a completed project of React. Why? Because so in React.js, we are not supposed to use only the React.js. We are using JavaScript. We are using JavaScript package. We are using JavaScript library. So some JavaScript library having have to compile. You need to go for a separate tool. So it will require the React. React requires the more than one tool to run a project. When using AngularJS, there is a single tool for run a project. So that is a criteria of AngularJS and React.js. Next, we are going to compare about the backend technologies available in the full stack. So we take two major databases. One is MongoDB, second one is MySQL. So both databases are open source, but we prefer MongoDB. The reason is MongoDB is a real-time analytics, content management, IoT, mobile apps. You can able to do all those things in the MongoDB. But in MySQL is a legacy application or application that requires a multi-row transaction. So we can use transaction only by using MySQL. If you go for a MongoDB, it may be a real-time analytics. For example, the data streaming or the weather reporting web pages, they will use the MongoDB. So the data structure followed in the MongoDB is there is no schema definition required in the while creating MongoDB database. But if you are go for a MySQL or a SQL server, they have some schema structure schema is there. So we follow the schema. The schema is having some rules. This is the primary key. This is foreign key. This is private key. It will follow some 1CF, 2CNF, 3CNF. So there are some schema is available in the MySQL and SQL server. But in MongoDB, there is no schema definition required. There is no. So how you manage the without schema, sir? So is that? So we whatever it may be the table is you need, you can add it like a tree. That is a main advantage of MongoDB. For in MySQL, you need to fill all the fields in particular manner. Okay, so that is a condition of in MySQL. So by risk factor, less risk to attack the due to the design. Due to design is a less risk factor. But in MySQL, when you go for a SQL injection, the attack may be more. Attack may be more. So that is MongoDB works great for the unstructured data, unstructured data. So if you have a structured data, you may go for a MySQL. Suppose I have some first data will be a three field, second data will be a 2 field or 5 field. It will belongs to unstructured data. It may be a casting. It may be the data type will be vary with the field to field, each and every field. So it lead to the unstructured data. So the MongoDB support unstructured data lend to the opportunity to growth. So in MySQL, yep, perfect when your data is structured. Structured data only we are supporting the MySQL. Why? Because we have follow the schema. So schema in MySQL and MySQL server. In MongoDB there is no schema. Whatever schema you are using, you are uploaded like a user, like a tree. You can format like a tree, whatever may be the table you needed. So that is called that is a major difference between MongoDB and SQL. So from this we can guess we'll go for a full stack development. For the front end technology, we are going to use HTML, JavaScript with the ReactJS. The backend technology, Node.js. The database we are going to prefer MongoDB. So we have a number of backend technology, number of front end technology, number of database there. So apart from that, we choose any peculiar one for the front end technology, any peculiar for the backend technology, and any peculiar one for the database. That is a major condition, whatever may be the language. So while taking any front end technology, backend technology, and MongoDB for the database technology, you must aware about the version control. Why? Because some of the MongoDB version will not support with the some of the React.js, Node.js versions. It may be giving some complex while running of any code, any full product. So you must aware which technology is supported by which version is supported by the which version. So that is a major thing while entering into the full stack development. So, like full stack development, we have a lot of development technologies there. So, LAMP stack is there. So, LAMP stack is for the front end technology, JavaScript. The operating system is Linux. The backend technology is Apache. The what is it? The database is MySQL. So, Apache is a server. We are using scripting PHP scripting. Okay. JavaScript is front end. Linux is OS. Apache is server. MySQL is database. PHP for the server side scripting. It is for LAMP stack. It is not a full stack. It is a LAMP stack. Okay. The name is specified L for the Linux, A for Apache, M for MySQL, P for PHP. Here, the meanwhile, we have a LEM stack. So the same JavaScript is front end technology. Linux is a OS. Nginx, you already know about Nginx is a server. So MySQL is a database. PHP is a server side script. So Ruby on Rails, another stack development. JavaScript, Ruby is a JavaScript front end technology. Ruby is a platform, is a framework. SQLite is a database. Rail is a scripting language. Okay, Ruby on Rails. Main stack is there. JavaScript is a front end technology. MongoDB is a back end technology. Express is a framework. AngularJS is a backend. AngularJS and Node.js. AngularJS and Node.js both are using in the backend technologies in main stack. Django stack is there. It is JavaScript and Python, Django and MySQL. JavaScript is a front end technology. MySQL is a backend technology. Django is a framework, and Python for the scripting language. So now we are seeing about from the first we have what is full stack development. So the full stack developer is someone who is familiar with all layer of the software developer. Okay, you must know the basic fundamental about the front end and back end and database also. So these are we already seen about what a full stack developer will know: front end technology, database, web application architecture, algorithm, data structure, version control, and HTTP and backend technology. So we see in the layers of the full stack. Then what are the front end technology available in the full stack? Then what are the backend technology available in the full stack? We are studying only. We are entering into the only full stack. We are not entering any lean stack, mean stack. Okay. So these are the database available in the full stack. Server side Apache and Nginx already we discussed. So why we choose for the server side scripting? Why we choose the Node.js as the optimal one? So these are the reason. Then what are the area we are using the Node.js? where how the Node.js handle the complexity of the real world entities. So we already seen about that. Then advantage of Node.js. Then we comparison about the another framework, another server side scripting Node.js compared with the Django. Um, then why we are using ReactJS as a client-side scripting? So what the ReactJS will do? What is the benefits of the ReactJS? So we are there discuss. Then what is the comparison of AngularJS and ReactJS? AngularJS and ReactJS. AngularJS is a licensed one. ReactJS is open source. These are the terms already discussed. It's developed in Sun microsystem in AngularJS. ReactJS is open source Sun microsystem. Okay. So next thing we are discuss about the comparison about the databases MongoDB and MySQL. Okay. So meanwhile we'll discuss about the rest of the stacks, lamp stack, limb stack, Ruby on Rails, main stack, and Django. So these are the preliminary content will enter into the full stack. We are not supposed to teach any full stack content. We are enter into the full stack. These are the concept is there while choosing the full stack development languages. Okay. So I think it may be it may be useful for to your I think right now. So madam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all about madam. That's all about the fundamental about the full stack development.
Okay.
Okay.
There are a couple of questions. I'll just add here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Actually, it's really a very knowledgeable section. It's give us a right path to choose a full stack development. It's really good, sir, about front end technologies and back end on servers and database. And there are some questions in the comment section. Shall we proceed
Yes,
to the question and
yes,
answer
yes,
session, sir?
yes, 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 yes.
Yes, sir.
What is the best
What is
framework for the full stack development? If you choose any framework, means you better choose AngularJS. It's give a framework. Uh, okay, it is a paid version, so it may not support to the rest of the database and the front end. So best is Angular JS, but we are looking for the open source nowadays. All company looking for the open source. They will get into move the open source side. They are not aware about they will not suppose they are not pay some amount to the particular buying some particular software. So they initially they move to open source. That's why we prefer Node.js and the ReactJS for the framework. So it is not a perfect framework. AngularJS is a perfect framework. Why? Because it's developed by the Microsoft.
yeah, okay, sir. Thank
If
you,
you
sir.
have some knowledge about Python not only your syllabus Python is not like a Python. So whose Python is a Python? If you have a scripting Python means you may go for the Django. It will give the full environment. By using Django, you may include Anaconda is one of the subset is there. Anaconda is one of the subset for the Python.
Yeah, okay, sir. Fine, sir. And another one question, sir. They ask the difference between the CSS grid and the CSS flex. Actually, where we have to use the CSS grid and the CSS flex box.
CSS grid and CSS.
Flex box.
Yes, CSS grid we are mainly using like creating tables, forms tables. We are suppose we are go for a CS Flexbox means if you are using a dynamic website, if you are using dynamic website with JavaScript, maybe CSS Flexbox is easy. I am using continuously CSS grid. I am not supposed to use the Flexbox. Okay, gridbox mainly for the frame. Suppose you layout within the layout we have some frame. Within that we have some tables.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And without using any framework, anyone can become a developer.
So without using framework, anyone become a developer. Yeah, it's possible, but you can use any website. So some other website provide the framework compatibility. So if you go for a GitHub, they will provide some environment. So whatever framework you want, they will give the environment.
Yeah, thank you,
Now
sir.
nowadays, Visual Studio is open source now. So whatever maybe it is the simplest framework available in the market. Visual Studio framework is there.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other questions, guys? You can post in the comment section. So, can you explain some scope of a full stack developer to the juniors can make use of it?
After 1 or 2 or 3 years, after 2 or 3 years, suppose you have knowledge about, suppose you now you are studying final year, you enter into the some company TCS or CTS or maybe a Wipro. So you started a career as a developer. So when you want to switch over the company to another one, so you may work it on the Java side means they may the new company having some adaptive database. They require need the database maintenance. So suppose you have some full stack developer content means you may adapt whatever maybe the company is provided. If you doesn't have any knowledge about the backend technology or the front end technology means you may not adapt the joining the new company. You may have to study from the scratch. It is a main disadvantage. Suppose once you are having 10 people is there in your company, you can able to manage front end and back end tool and whatever may be the problem created by the product. You may solve the queries developed by the developers. So apart from the 10 people, the company wants to stay back in your profile. Why? Because you know the backend and front end technology both. Okay. So the company want to reduce the manpower. I already know it's a corporate. You are working in the organization. So full stack development, one person can able to do all those works means it is very uh, profitable for the company wise. Yes.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And another question is there
Sir, Java
Java
can
can
use
I
in web industry. Yes, Java I can I use in web industry. If I use them, how it will be used? Now core Java is now not any company not you choose any company. The core Java is not used by nowadays. Why? Because when you're taking any uh, first time as an interviewer, they must analyze the basic fundamental. The student can able to know the basic fundamental of Java. The company will identify the people and pick up the based on the they give the offer. So later on that, the based on the company product, they will give a training to the particular student. Once you have the basic knowledge, na, after that the company gives the training. So according to the project they have. So nowadays we are using the company using Hypernet, Rubies. Um, so these are the latest Java. Spring Struts. It is comes under advanced Java.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other question can participant post your questions in the comment section. No questions are there. Okay, sir. Thank you for answering our questions patiently. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I would like to call upon Sri Gurmurthy from fourth year of IT department to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, all. Myself, Sri Gurumurthy from IT, fourth year. It's a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. Let me first start with thanking the Almighty God for making this series a resounding success. Then I thank our resource person, Mr. D. Satish, for the great session. Thank you, sir, for such a knowledgeable and enlightening session, which would surely brought amazing transformation in students. It's my pleasure to thank our honorable and dynamic President, Engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar, who has been a great continuous support system and always encourages us to take a step forward and stay ahead. I also thank our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi Ma'am, Registrar, Dr. C.B. Palnival Sir, Additional Registrar, Dr. V. Sivalraj Sir, and Dean Engineering and Technology, Dr. Ritraj Sir, for their guidance and encouragement in all our efforts. My heartfelt thanks to my head of the department and and my professors who work hard for ensure that this event becomes a milestone. My special thanks to our students who actively participated. Once again, I thank you all for spending your price time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Participants' feedback for your form is available in the comment section. Kindly fill the form.